Right now, before you read even one more word, I want you to take a slow breath. Because what you are about to receive is not something that found you by accident. The angels have been watching over you. They have been holding space for this exact moment. And they are wrapping their wings around you right now, covering you in divine light, whispering into your heart that you are safe, you are seen, and you are so deeply loved. Welcome, beautiful soul. Welcome to Angel's message for you. Now, here is why you cannot stop reading. Something is happening in your life right now that you cannot fully explain. You feel it in your chest. You sense it in the quiet moments, just before you fall asleep or just after you wake up. There is a stirring, a knowing, a feeling that something big is about to shift. And what I am about to share with you today is the confirmation your soul has been waiting for. Stay with this message all the way to the end, because the angels have saved the most important part for last. Your life and the life of your soulmate are about to change completely, and for the better. A divine confirmation has arrived straight from the heavens. You no longer need to wait. The time of waiting is truly and completely over. If you are here right now, taking in these words, it is because a divine force has guided you to this exact moment, the moment where the full truth will finally be revealed to you. Dear one, God is blessing the love between you and your soulmate. And now you will be exactly where your heart has always longed to be, close to each other, loving deeply, just the way you always dreamed. Yes, the two of you will finally come together to love one another fully. This is a confirmation from heaven. God wants this love to truly unfold. He wants it to grow stronger, moving from just a feeling into something deeply lived every single day. God is not only allowing it, He is blessing it so you can give each other everything. Love, care, loyalty, and true partnership. Your soulmate cannot wait to be by your side. And the angels want you to know that the day you are truly together will be one of the most beautiful days of your life. Heaven is creating space in your reality right now, delivering a confirmation your heart has been trying to understand for a very long time. Today, you are living one of those divine moments. This is not just another ordinary day. This is not symbolic or just a nice idea. This is real. It is happening right now. And you are hearing it because you were chosen to know before anyone else. Something incredible is being authorized by God. And it is about the love that was promised to you. A love that has faced trials, distance, and doubt, but is now receiving a blessing that can no longer be delayed. The connection between you and your soulmate is being strengthened by heaven, not as a future promise, but as a divine reality that begins right now. For a long time, you have carried deep feelings with no place to rest them. You held on to the certainty of a true love, even when everything around you was unclear. Deep inside your chest, there was always a sense that something was coming, even if it had not taken shape yet. And now the angels are here to tell you, what once felt undefined is finally becoming clear. It is no longer about waiting. It is about living. God is actively working in your story, not just allowing love, but blessing it so it can grow in the most pure and honest way. Your soulmate feels this calling just as deeply as you do. This person also wants to be by your side. This person wants to live love in its most real form. There is a beautiful urgency rising in both hearts, a mature desire to live what has always been felt, but now with clarity, with full commitment, and with real actions. This revelation was not sent just to comfort your heart. It was sent to guide your steps. Everything that once felt stuck is about to move forward. One step at a time, but every single step leading toward what you have always longed for. Living a true love beside the one who was made to walk through life with you. The spiritual blocks are gone. The connection has been restored. The energy between you has been realigned, and everything that needs to happen is already being prepared. This divine confirmation proves that what you were feeling was not fantasy. It was spiritual discernment. Your love is just as ready as you are. This person has felt the same need to be near you, to make things work, to build something lasting. What was once only desire has now become action. Because when a heart is touched by God, no opposing force can stop what He has chosen to bless. From now on, it is no longer about imagining. It is about noticing. Noticing your soulmate stepping into your life, filled with joy for finally being close to you. Your soulmate is already being guided into your arms, and you are not alone in this. Heaven is in motion to make this love happen in the most beautiful way. You two will be together, not by chance, not by luck, but because God chose to unite what was already spiritually bonded. And now it is time for that bond to become part of your daily life, your reality, your present. Everything is being transformed, and that transformation will no longer be delayed. You were chosen to hear this first because when love is real, it can no longer be hidden. You are finally about to be loved in the way you have always deserved. Prepare your heart, because you are standing right at the edge of a life with the one who will make every single day feel unlike anything you have ever known. Dear one, there are moments when heaven steps in directly to touch someone's heart. It is not random, and it is not part of some ordinary routine. It is a divine calling crafted specifically for your moment, your pain, your hope, and your journey. And that is exactly what is happening to you right now. You were guided to this message because there is a revelation that could only be delivered at this point in your path. Not before, not later, but now. You have been walking with your heart leaning towards something that felt undefined, yet it never stopped beating inside you. A connection that remained alive even on the most confusing days. There were times you tried to ignore the signs, pushed your feelings aside, let doubt take over. But none of that could erase what was already written about your life. The love between you and your soulmate was blessed by God. And that is why nothing has been able to destroy what you feel for each other. This divine calling did not come just to comfort you. It came to awaken you to a new reality. You have not been forgotten. You have not been left behind. What looked like waiting time was actually a season of spiritual preparation, building the foundation needed for a union that is now ready to bloom. Everything that seemed stuck was in truth being moved with divine wisdom, at exactly the right pace for what God had planned for you and this person who feels just as deeply as you do. You are hearing these words right now because heaven has given permission for this truth to be revealed directly to your spirit. It is as if after all your prayers, after all the moments you wondered if you were alone, God is answering with total clarity. No, you were never alone. Your soulmate was touched as well. And even if you are not yet side by side in the physical world, your hearts already recognize each other, already seek each other, and now they are being guided to finally unite in the way you have both longed for. This calling does not come with vague promises. It comes with a purpose, to prepare you to fully live the love that belongs to you. It is not about reliving the past, but about stepping into what has always been meant for you. The truth is that this connection is now being lit up with divine intensity. And from this moment forward, nothing will be the same. Your soulmate is already feeling the inner pull to come closer. There is a heartfelt urgency, a sincere desire to live this love fully with presence, with commitment, and with real actions. That is why heaven brought you here, because your heart needed to be reached before it shut down completely, because it was necessary for you to hear clearly and deeply that your love story is still alive. It has not ended. It has not gone stagnant. It is about to be transformed into something far greater than you ever imagined. And the most beautiful part is that this transformation does not depend only on time. It is already being shaped by divine action working in both your lives. You are guided here because something is being aligned. God is stirring your soulmate's heart with certainty. There is no more room for doubt or hesitation. What you both feel is mutual. It is strong. It is real. And now it is being purified and strengthened so you can live this love with maturity, with purpose, and with mutual respect. This is the moment when everything changes. This is the beginning of a new chapter. The calling that is reaching you now is clear. Get ready to receive the love you have always believed in, because it is coming to you not by chance, but as a divine gift. And this message has arrived in your heart first because you play an essential role in all of this. You are the anchor of this connection. You are the one who held on to hope. You were the one who kept your heart open even when it was hard. And now you are being honored for that. Heaven entrusted you with this mission because it knew you would make it this far. It knew your heart would be strong enough to wait with faith and sensitive enough to recognize the truth when it was revealed. And now that this truth has reached you, all you need to do is move forward with confidence. The love that is coming your way will not be fleeting. It will not be unstable. It will not be confusing. It will come with strength, with action, and with presence. Dear one, the uncertainty that followed you for so long no longer has a place in your story. Not from this moment forward. The love that once felt like a distant promise is now approaching with the power of something truly being lived. And no, you are not dreaming or fooling yourself. You are finally beginning to recognize the fruits of everything you have planted with faith. Along your journey, you learned to live without clear answers. You felt the weight of giving your heart without knowing if the same desire existed on the other side. You tried to understand why something so pure seemed to take so long to unfold. But even in the middle of all those doubts, you kept believing. And that is exactly why you are receiving this message today. The time has come to receive what is already yours. You no longer need to live between hope and fear. Now there is certainty, and it is coming straight from heaven. What once felt distant is now taking shape in real-life moments. The presence of your soulmate is becoming more noticeable in ways that leave no room for confusion. There is alignment happening, and that alignment marks the end of the long season of emotional waiting. You are entering a phase where love will no longer hide or hold back. It will be lived with courage and mutual devotion. It is important for you to know the uncertainty had a purpose. It taught you how to trust in what could not be seen, how to build a faith that does not break in the face of absence. But now God is lifting the veil. From now on, you will not have to wonder if this person feels the same, thinks about you, or longs to be by your side, because they will show you. They will come closer. They will act. The actions of your soulmate will speak louder than any words. This new chapter brings something you may have never experienced before. The freedom of not needing to protect yourself from your own feelings. The freedom to love without the fear of being rejected. The truth will be confirmed day by day through clear signs and real actions. What was once a question will now be an answer. What was once just a wish will become your reality. What was once a silent dream will now become a fully lived experience. There were times you felt like the only one carrying this love. And even so, you kept giving from the purest part of your heart. You never let your heart become bitter. Even when it hurt, you never fully closed it off. And that is why heaven decided you would live this love in all the depth and beauty it deserves. Not because of a reward in the traditional sense, but because you have become ready for it. And your soulmate has too. Dear one, you need to know your soulmate is awakening just as you are. There is a truth rising within this person, making clear everything that once seemed confusing. And from that awakening forward, there will be no more resistance. Love will begin to be lived without barriers, with maturity and a certainty that will amaze you. God is guiding everything perfectly. You no longer have to wait. Waiting ends when there is divine permission for love to bloom at the right time. And that time is now. The doors are open, the hearts are ready, and everything that felt blocked will begin to flow naturally. You will feel the change in your soulmate's behavior. You will see it in their eyes, hear it in their words. Notice how often they reach out to you, and sense how the connection between you both grows stronger without any effort. This is the moment to allow yourself to live, to open your hands and accept the gift that is being placed before you, to stop doubting yourself and finally recognize how far you have come. The season of uncertainty is over. Now you will experience the peace of a love that does not hide, of a connection that reveals itself clearly, of a feeling that overflows without fear. All of this because God has already confirmed it, and what comes from Him never fails. The wait was long, but it served its purpose. It matured you, prepared you, and made you stronger. And now that you know this, it is time to make room for what is new, for the love that is here to stay, for the connection that is no longer just spiritual but now becomes presence, for the feeling that will now show itself through action, for the story that is ready to be written by both of you, side by side. Dear one of the deepest truths heaven wants you to receive today is this. Your soulmate feels the same way you do. There is no emotional distance between your hearts. The intensity you carry within you is also alive inside this person. Even if not everything has been spoken out loud, the connection between you two already speaks volumes from within. And now more than ever, what was hidden is beginning to turn into direction. For a long time, you were the guardian of a feeling that did not seem to have a clear answer. Even without guarantees, you believed. Even without logical explanations, you felt there was something real connecting you to your soulmate. And none of that was in vain. This love was being felt and returned from the inside out. What once seemed like pure intuition was actually a spiritual bond being sustained by two hearts that recognized each other, even in the face of life's uncertainties. What is most powerful about all of this is that your soulmate is now becoming more aware of this love too. Their heart is being stirred with the same intensity. There is an emotional awakening taking place. Something is rising within them, bringing memories, feelings, and a growing desire to be closer to you, more present, more real. This is not just a shift in emotion. It is a divine alignment in progress. God is at work in both your lives. That is why this connection is becoming clearer. Your soulmate is being guided by a higher force, one that goes beyond understanding. Emotions are being rearranged. Feelings are being reaffirmed and inner walls are starting to fall. It is happening because your love is not shallow. It is deep. It is meaningful and it can no longer be ignored. The pain of distance, the days of doubt, they all served to strengthen the bond between you two rather than destroy it. Dear protected one, the signs you once dismissed were not small. They were clear expressions from a soul that, even when lost in thought, was already drawn to your presence. The way this person responded to your energy, the restlessness during distance, the visible relief when you showed affection, those were the heart's attempts to speak what the mind could not yet understand. And that recognition did not end there. On the contrary, it is now expanding. Your soulmate is going through a process of emotional clarity, an awakening being guided directly by heaven. This person is starting to realize that what they feel for you cannot be compared to anything else. More than that, they are beginning to understand that there is a deeper reason behind everything that has happened. In the coming days, you will begin to notice it more clearly. There will be more intentional actions, softer efforts to get closer, and most importantly, a sincere desire to be present. Because once the heart recognizes something real, it does not pull away. It leans in. It wants to stay. And now that your soulmate is receiving this inner confirmation, you will begin to see that recognition expressed in real ways. What matters most is understanding that this process does not depend on pressure or demands. When love is true, it unfolds naturally. You do not need to force this recognition. It has already happened. And now, with God's blessing over you both, everything that felt stuck will begin to align. What was once tangled in indecision will begin turning into actions that show you just how real your feelings always were. Dear one, your soulmate's heart has already chosen you. Even if it has not been said in so many words, the choice was made deep within. And when the heart chooses, no other connection can fill that space. You have always been the anchor, the memory that stayed, the feeling that never faded. Because you were both connected by something greater than any obstacle. Now that the path is being cleared, you will start to notice the shift. You will see this person reaching out more often, with more openness, more truth, more presence. You will not need to guess how they feel, because their desire to be near you will be undeniable. And this change is happening because inner recognition is finally becoming strong enough to shape outer action. Dear protected one, perhaps one of the most silent pains you have carried has been the feeling of always being available for love but never fully received by it. You gave your heart sincerely, with care, with hope, and in return you endured long waits and broken promises. That sense of being alone, even surrounded by people, became your reality more times than you would like to admit. But now, listen closely. The time of loneliness is over. God is leading you into a new season, and this season is marked by genuine presence. The love you have always searched for, the one you felt existed but could never quite reach, is finally arriving. The loneliness you carried was not a punishment. It was preparation. It created a depth within you that many never reach. It taught you how to recognize what is real. But that chapter is now closing. This person will look at you differently. They will recognize everything in you. Not just your beauty, but your essence, your truth, your strength to keep standing even when everything felt like it was falling apart. They will want to stay by your side because their heart knows that peace lives with you. The love that is approaching will not bring doubts, games, or emotional exhaustion. It will bring stability, presence, and mutual love. God is creating the right space for your love to truly flourish. Welcome your soulmate with an open heart. Do not let past pain block the healing that is now coming. God is calling you to lay those defenses down. He is telling you it is safe to love, that you will not be left behind again. And when love is true, it does not ask you to change who you are. It loves you exactly as you are. Get ready. Your days are about to change. The messages you longed for will come. The actions you always hoped for will happen. Longing will be replaced by presence. Absence will be replaced by sincere connection. You will be loved like never before, cared for with intention, seen in your wholeness. You will not have to chase after it. When it comes from God, it comes to you, and it will flow naturally, just as it was written. This love will restore the certainty in your heart that it was never about giving up. It was always about waiting for the right time. Dear protected one, What God is placing in your life right now is not just the beginning of a new chapter. It is the deepening of a love that was chosen by Him. This new season opening before you is marked by something rare and beautiful. A love rooted in true faithfulness, comfort that reaches the soul, and a bond that does not need to be forced because it flows naturally. You spent too much time trying to hold on to connections that could not meet you where you were. You gave more than you received. And even through the pain, you never stopped believing that something real was possible. That is why now you are being led into something entirely different from anything you have known. You will not have to live in fear or beg to feel chosen. This loyalty will be natural because it will come with presence, with integrity in actions, and with a daily choice to choose you. When love is guided by God, it comes with that kind of strength. And with that faithfulness will come a kind of care you may have never experienced before. True tenderness. Your soulmate will want to see you well, will celebrate your victories, will walk beside you and never leave you alone. This new phase will show you that love does not have to be hard, that it is possible to be loved with the same intensity you give, that trust can exist without fear. This love will feel light but deep, peaceful but never dull, steady but never cold. No more living on edge, waiting for everything to fall apart. You will finally see that it is possible to feel safe without sacrificing passion. God never unites two hearts without a purpose, and the purpose for your connection is filled with peace, mutual love, and a surrender that never runs out. Dear protected one, there are moments when everything changes, even if at first glance the world looks the same. And you are standing right at one of those moments, the exact point where life begins to shift from the inside out before it fully shows on the outside. You are standing at the beginning of the best days of your life, not as a vague promise, but as a reality already being shaped by God's perfect hands. For so long, you held on to hope. You walked through difficult seasons, confusing relationships, closed doors, and feelings that were never returned the way you deserved. But now, everything that once felt like it held you back is being left behind. What is coming your way will honor you, heal you, and place you at the center of a love that is real, crafted for the person you have become. This is the moment when your journey changes direction. This is where pain gives way to care, where doubt is replaced by certainty, where emptiness is filled by a presence that does not just stand beside you, but walks with you with purpose. God did not just hear your cries. He has been preparing in detail a new season where you will no longer be overlooked, diminished, or forgotten. Your soulmate is being led toward you with intention. What once felt far away is now coming closer in real, tangible ways. And with this closeness, the days that once felt filled with waiting will begin to take on color, depth, and meaning. You will realize that every situation was used by God to strengthen you, not to harden you. And that strength is exactly what makes you ready now for a love that is steady, calm, and powerful all at once. The best days of your life do not begin when everything becomes perfect. They begin when love is lived with truth. And that is what is about to unfold. You will be loved consistently. You will be welcomed with patience. You will have someone by your side who does not walk away at the first challenge. This person will choose to stay not just during the good times, but especially when you need support and true partnership the most. The lightness you have been longing for will finally arrive. That peace you thought was impossible after so many disappointments will settle into your chest naturally. And it will not come from promises. It will come through action. You will see it in your soulmate's choices. You will hear it in their words. You will feel it in the way they simply show up. and you will know this is the love you always believed in. Dear protected one, what awaits you is not some perfect fairy tale. It is a real life, one filled with presence, loyalty, care, and shared growth. You will learn together. You will grow together. You will laugh over the little things and lean on each other when life gets hard. And most importantly, you will look at each other and just know, with no doubt, that what you share is true love. A love that does not need to be explained, only lived. This shift that is coming will not just impact your love life. It will touch everything. You will feel more whole, more inspired, more ready to take care of yourself, your dreams, and your faith. When the heart finds rest in someone who respects it, everything around you begins to move in harmony. That is why this season will be so special. It will not just restore your hope in love, but in life itself. You are no longer in the season of waiting. You are stepping into the season of fulfillment. And it is all unfolding because you trusted when everything around you told you not to. You believed even on the hardest days. You stayed faithful to what you felt even when the world tried to make you doubt it. And now that faith is being honored with a gift only heaven could create. From this point on, with each passing day, you will begin to notice something shift. Life will start to open up. Feelings will align. The signs will become more frequent. And your soulmate will begin to move with more clarity, more nearness, and more truth. Do not be surprised when it happens. You were prepared for this moment. Now it is here. Dear protected one, the best days of your life start now because you are finally being placed exactly where you belong, in the center of a love story that was always meant to be lived. And God, who saw everything you went through, is now giving you something beyond a reward. He is giving you a love that will make every single battle worth it. Dear protected one, the time has come to understand what you are meant to do with this truth. The angels are reaching you at this exact moment because heaven has decided there is no longer any reason to keep you in the dark. The time of uncertainty is over. What you feel deep in your heart is real. And this connection with your soulmate is not imagined. It is confirmed. Now that you know this, it is time to move forward with clarity, with gentleness, and with faith. The first step is to receive this revelation with gratitude. Even if some things still feel unresolved, even if your outer reality has not fully shifted yet, the most important change has already happened inside you. And it is from that inner transformation that everything else will begin to take shape. Trust what is awakening within you. It is not fantasy. It is divine preparation for what is about to become real. You do not need to force anything or rush the timing. The love that is on its way is built on truth, not urgency. Your role now is to care for your heart like something sacred, because it is. Do not feed thoughts of fear or emotional lack. What is yours by divine blessing will remain. What is real will move toward you naturally, without emotional exhaustion. God is already guiding your soulmate in your direction. There is something else you need to remember. This revelation does not mean everything will be perfect all the time. But it does mean that now you are ready to live love with awareness and maturity. That requires patience, communication, understanding, and vulnerability. Your soulmate is being guided to come closer with intention, with truth, and with the desire to build something lasting. And you must be open to live this in balance. Another essential part of this journey is letting go of what no longer serves you. Old wounds, painful memories, past experiences that made it hard to trust. These need to be handed over to God. Do not carry those weights into a new season that is not meant to hold them. You are being called to love with freedom, with clarity, and most of all with peace. Your soulmate is also going through healing, and the two of you will recognize each other as hearts ready to begin again, the right way. Dear one, never forget this. The love God places in your life does not require force. It requires faith. And faith right now means believing even when things are not yet fully visible. It means standing strong in what was revealed, even when time tries to distract you with doubts. That is why your mission now is to keep your heart aligned with what has been spoken. Do not dismiss the truth just because it is still unfolding outwardly. You also need to care for how you see yourself. You are worthy of love, of tenderness, of loyalty, and of deep companionship. Do not settle for anything less. Do not accept emotional crumbs. This revelation came to remind you that you were chosen to experience real love. The kind that walks beside you, holds your hand with confidence, and recognizes you as home. That truth must live inside you before it can be lived with someone else. And finally, know this. The angel's mission does not end here. They are with you every step of the way. Whenever your heart starts to doubt, they will be there to remind you of what was revealed. Whenever fear tries to hold you back, they will be near, reminding you of the courage that already lives inside you. Heaven never abandons someone who was called to love in truth. Your love was chosen. Your soulmate has been touched. And what belongs to both of you will be lived if you choose together to keep walking forward. Dear protected one, this is not just a beautiful or emotional moment. It is a turning point. What you have been feeling deep in your soul has just been confirmed by the highest forces. You are no longer waiting for something that might happen. You are being prepared to live what has already been released into your life. What God has revealed to you today is not just information. It is confirmation, a certainty that your soulmate also feels, also longs for, and has also been touched by. The connection between you is alive, active, and strong. And now it is moving toward real fulfillment. This story will not end in promises. It is unfolding on real ground where actions will replace doubt and presence will take the place of absence. You have been chosen to live a blessed love. A love that transforms your routine, heals wounds from the past, and fills the spaces inside you that once felt lost. God has seen you in every silent prayer, every season of waiting, every moment where you still chose to believe. And that is why He is reaching you now to tell you clearly, the waiting is over. You are ready, and your soulmate is too. This is the turning point. Everything revealed here is real. And more importantly, it has already started to happen. The coming days will be anything but ordinary. The signs will become more obvious. Your soulmate will be moved from within to come closer. And you will notice it. You will see it in their actions. You will hear it in their words. You will recognize it in their eyes, not as a fantasy, but as the truth your heart always knew, even when everything else felt uncertain. This message is not meant to stir up anxious expectation. It is here to bring you peace. From now on, you no longer need to hold on to doubt or wrestle with inner conflict. You have been called to love and be loved in full. Heaven would never allow you to hear this unless you were on the very edge of living what was promised. You are being guided by something far greater than yourself. And that force is already clearing the way for this love to bloom. Your role now is to guard your heart and stay grounded in your faith. This is not about waiting passively, but walking forward in confidence, knowing that the love meant for you is already on its way. Everything you have lived up to this point has prepared you for this. And now is the time of fulfillment. The bond between you and your soulmate will be fully confirmed. And when it happens, you will understand why every step of the journey mattered. Heaven does not fail when it confirms something. And this revelation is proof that the love you dreamed of is real. And it is getting closer. There will be meetings, gestures, conversations, and moments that make it crystal clear. This has already begun. You are stepping into a new time. A time where love is no longer a question, but an answer. In the days ahead, stay aware. You will notice subtle changes that carry great meaning. A connection that once felt distant will grow more frequent. Words that once felt vague will become more sincere. The presence you have longed for will begin to show up. And most of all, the love that was once hidden will begin to reveal itself. Because when God gives permission, love can no longer stay hidden. You are going to live this love in truth. You will wake up beside someone who wants to build a life with you. You will feel peace when you look into the eyes of the one who shares your dreams. You will feel whole because you will finally be loved with the same depth you have always given. And this will happen not by luck, but because God has decided that this is your time. This revelation is the answer your soul has been waiting for. Now it is time to trust. Take care of yourself. Be ready, because the love you have been feeling in your spirit is about to become your reality. You no longer have to wait. You just need to be ready to receive. And always remember, the angels are here guiding you, protecting you, delivering divine messages, and staying connected with you every single day. You are never alone. They are beside each of you right now, sending strength and infinite love so you can continue on, confident, glowing, and steady in your path. May heaven's blessings always be upon you, bringing peace, courage, and clarity to face every challenge ahead. May peace and divine blessings be with you today and always. With infinite love. Amen.